Hello and welcome back to Sci High Tech. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make an Amazon cardboard cutout Neopixle flower garden with using Amazon cardboard cutouts, Neopixle RGB LEDs, and an Arduino Nano. Let's get started. First, I'm going to start with taking all of the flowers that is inside of these cardboard cutouts. And as you can see, I cut out each individual flap. And with each individual flap has different size flowers. And with different size flowers, it allows me to create unique patterns. Next, what I need to do is take some scissors and cut out each individual flower in a rough cut. And arrange them all in order. Just like this. And as you can see, all of them are now prepared for the next step. Next, what I need to do to each individual flower is I need to take a X-Acto knife and cut them out and remove the fine detail. Next, what I need to do is take a permanent marker and copy the design that is on the front of the flower and draw it on the back of the flower to give it a detailed look so that way there's no blank spots. And as you can see, this looks a lot better. This gives it more of a detailed three-dimensional look. And as you can see, I have assigned each flower with their own LEDs. Some of them will have 2 LEDs and some of them will have just 1 LED. Next, what I need to do is take the big cardboard box, and this will be the main housing for the electronics and to place the flowers on top. Next, what I need to do is take the X-Acto knife and I need to cut off these 2 flaps that is on this cardboard because I don't like how it sticks out and will cause the box to flip over. Next, what I need to do is take some electrical tape to fix this little gap that's in this box. Tape it down, so that way it stays nice and sealed. Next, what I'm trying to do is try to make a decision on where I'm going to place each individual flower and how I'm going to coordinate it, so that way I can place the LEDs to have a proper pattern connecting to each individual flower. And finally, I've got an idea, and I'm going to take my screwdriver and make some holes in the box, so that way I could be able to slip some wires through the holes. And now I have a better idea of how I'm going to place each of these flowers, and these little flowers here are what's going to go on the sides, and I'm decide the LED pattern is going to start from this end, and it's going to follow across going that way, probably down this way, and then down the other direction. And as you can see, each of these dots represents the position of the LEDs and the flowers, and where I'm going to make some holes to be able to place some wires through them. Using a drill is a very good idea because it can make very clean holes. And there, now I have all the holes in the box. Cleaned them up, and they look nice and clean. Next, I'm going to take these little flowers here, and I'm going to take these Neopixles and place them in the center of each flower. So what I'm going to do is take these 3 screwdrivers, start with the small one, medium one, then large one, which is the right diameter for these Neopixles. Take the small screwdriver to create a small hole, and now expand the hole with the medium size. And now expand the hole even more with the large size. The reason for doing this is because these individual flowers are very delicate. And there, each individual flower is now ready. Next, what I need to do is place some holes in the larger flowers the same way as I did for the little ones. And there we go, she'll look just like this. And now with these medium-sized flowers, I need to use a different technique. I'm going to use the X-Acto knife to cut out a groove inside. And cutting out the groove will fit the Neopixels inside to allow it to sit in the bottom of the flower. And with the LED light will shine from the bottom of the flower to the top, making the flower glow. Next, what I need to do is take a permanent marker to create a reference point, so that way I have an idea of where I'm going to cut. Make a line going across like this. Same thing on the opposite side. And I'll take the X-Acto knife and carve out the hole. And as you can see, the Neopixel fits perfectly inside. I have to use pliers to remove the cardboard from these trickier cutouts. And I'll take the 2 pieces, put them together, and there, it fits. And now I can take the Neopixel and it can fit inside. In my opinion, I think it's a little too tight, so I need to make the hole a little bit bigger, but so far you get the idea of what I'm doing. And there, repeat the same process with all of the other flowers, plus with a slight modification. As you can see, that's much better, which means the LED light will disperse more evenly and shine on the flower better. Next, what I need to do is repeat the same process with these larger flowers. As you can see, these larger flowers are a little bit more special because they use double LEDs. Repeat the same process with the medium ones and put them on the larger ones. Take a permanent marker and make my mark. And then we go, take the X-Acto knife and carefully carve it out. Next, what I'm going to do is take the main housing, and with this row of holes, I'm going to place the little individual flowers in them, and I'm going to place the Neopixles in them first. Next, what I'm going to do is place 2 arrows, so that way I have an idea of where the direction of the current is going to flow. Next, what I need to do is cut out each individual Neopixel. And there, all cut out. Next, I'm going to take each individual Neopixel and place them next to the hole, and the reason for doing that is so that way I have an idea of how long the wires are going to need to be. Next, I'm going to take this wire and solder it to 5 volts. And now solder it to the other 5 volts. And as you can see, the length of the wire is perfect. And there, each individual Neopixel is now connected. This part here is the input wire, which is going to connect to the Arduino Nano. And the current is going to flow this direction, following the arrows. And now repeat the same process with the rest of the Neopixels. And there, the second line of LEDs are now connected. Next, I'm going to take these longer wires and link these 2 LED strands together. Connect to ground, data to data, and 5 volts to 5 volts. And there, it should look just like this. Next, I'm going to take these LED strands and glue them into place. As you can see, I've already glued in the LEDs, and how I did it is I took some hot glue, put it around the hole, and then take the Neopixel and put the Neopixel through the hole, and the rest of the Neopixel glued into place. Press it down, and there, glued into place. Next, what I'm going to do is take some more hot glue and glue the wires in place, so that way it stays in more secure. And there, as you can see, all the LEDs are now visible through these holes, which means I'm ready to place the flowers on top of them. Put some hot glue around the hole. Take the flower and place it over the hole. Allow the LED light to shine through the hole. Placing some hot glue inside the hole will glue it into place, and the hot glue will allow the LED light to disperse more evenly. And now repeat the same process with the rest of the LEDs. And there, it should look just like this. As you can see, the first set of LEDs are now complete. What I need to do now is take this output wire, and what I need to do is slip it through this hole. Slipping it through the hole will allow me to connect the next set of flowers. Take the flower, and now place the flower next to the wires and allow the wires to run up the stem, which will connect to the Neopixel inside the flower. Next, what I need to do is solder these wires in place. This wire is the ground wire, and I need to connect it directly to ground. Make sure you follow the arrows because that's very important. Solder in the ground wire. Solder in the data wire. And now solder the 5 volts. Next, repeat the same process on the opposite side of the Neopixel. And there, it should look just like this. Put a little bit of hot glue on the LED. And now take the flower and place the LED inside. and then put more hot glue to glue it into place. And now bend the wires carefully, and now allow the wires to run down the stem of the flower. And now take the output wires and place them back inside the hole. Tuck it in just like that. And then take the wires and slip it through the next hole, which will connect to the next flower. There we go. Take some hot glue, glue down the base. Allow the wires to run down the stem of the flower. Stand it up. Pull the wires down. And now glue it into place. Put a generous amount of hot glue on the stem of the flower so that way the wires stay in place so they don't stick out. This will make things look a little bit cleaner. And there, the flower looks like this. And there, repeat the same process with the second flower. And now I'm going to create the next row of flowers. Wire goes underneath, comes through like this. And my idea for this extra long wire is I want it to run across over to this side so that way the current starts on that end. Now I'm going to create the final row of flowers. I'm going to take these double neopixels, solder them into place the exact same way, and place them inside the flower the exact same way. And there, put a generous amount of hot glue inside the flower, which will hold the neopixel in place and to allow the LED light to disperse more evenly inside the hot glue. Hot glue is a very good material to use to disperse LED light. This will cause the entire flower to glow. And there, as you can see, all of the flowers are now complete. I do admit using all of this hot glue does look a little bit messy, but when you look at it in the dark, it looks a lot better than it does in the daytime. And now it's time to take the pre-programmed Arduino Nano and attach it to the circuit. And as you can see, this is my wire configuration. And right here is my input where I'm going to attach the Arduino Nano to. I have these 3 wires ready to attach to the Arduino Nano. Red wire is the 5-volt input, solder it into place. The brown wire is the ground, solder it into place. And this orange wire is the data input, which connects to data 6 of the Arduino Nano. Solder it into place. And there, that part is now complete. Cut off the excess. Next, I'm going to take the 9-volt battery clip and connect it to the Arduino Nano. The negative wire goes to ground. Solder it into place. And I'll take the positive of the 9-volt battery clip, connect it to the center pin of the slide switch, and then take another wire and solder it to the other pin of the slide switch. And then take that wire and solder it to the voltage input of the Arduino Nano, or VIN of the Arduino Nano. Solder it into place. And there, the circuit is now complete. Let's go test it out. Plug in the 9-volt battery. Turn on the circuit, and there, each individual neopixel is now glowing. And there, as you can see, it works. Next, I'm going to take some hot glue and glue down the Arduino Nano. Glue it into place in this position because I want to be able to reprogram it if I wanted to. Next, take some neodymium magnets and place it onto the 9-volt battery. Put some hot glue on the neodymium magnets. Glue the battery into place. Press it down, wait for the glue to solidify. Put some hot glue on the slide switch and glue it over here. And there, the project is almost complete. Next, what I want to do is take these pieces of cardboard and create a picket fence to place around the perimeter of this housing. And there, as you can see, the project is now complete. I have my picket fence, with copying the same theme as the rest of the flowers by putting the permanent marker around the detail of the fence, so that way everything looks the same. Full detail all the way around. And there, now let's go ahead and test it out and see how this looks, and see how this looks in the dark. Turn on the switch. And there, it works. As you can see, this looks amazing in the dark. And there you have it. Now you know how to make your very own Amazon cardboard cutout Neopixle flower garden with using an Arduino Nano. Thank you for watching SciTech Tech. I hope you learned something new, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and of course click on the bell icon to be notified for future SciTech Tech videos. Till the next tech, goodbye.